Hello everyone, and now welcome to a 2v2 matchup, KraV and Starbuck versus ShaDai and TGW. KraV and Starbuck spawning as the red undeads on the bottom side of Synergy. Meanwhile, off to the north we have ShaDai spawning as the teal undead. Off to the north here you can see, and ShaDai spawning as the teal night elf. Night elf undead versus dual undead in this 2v2 matchup. Played from well played 2v2 cup number 3. Promises to be a great game for all of you guys out there who enjoy WarCraft 3 but don't want to play it by yourself. These 2v2 matches have been a lot more entertaining and something that was at the heart of WarCraft 3 much more. I don't feel as though the 1v1 scene really took off as much as the random team and arranged team matches did with the original Warcraft 3. So great to see some competitive play being brought forth in the 2v2 style as the game is getting underway. Death Knight Graveyard looks as though we are going into a Keeper of the Grove. A little bit of a delayed opening for the Night Elf. Not very uncommon though in 2v2 matchups where the Night Elf player funnels gold to the undead, and then at some point when the undead reaches their traction or their blast off point, their critical mass, they're able to give that gold back without really delaying the Night Elf all too much. With that being said, though, it really looks like not much gold is in store for ShaDai here? No, excuse me, TGW here. As we're still looking at this Ancient of War, there we are going to be tanking this Goblin Laboratory Creep Camp. Keeper of the Grove should be coming back on out here. Yes, a nice 2v2 matchup here on Synergy. Coming back through, Death Knight now already making its rounds as well. Archer needs to back away, perhaps actually taking a little bit of damage. Keeper of the Grove and Death Knight are both going to be here to clear out of this creep camp. But what this means is that both of these heroes are not going to be getting to level 2. Down to the south side here, Death Knight doing some solo creeping with some skeletal minions, clearing some up. There's that lone ghoul as well. Death Knight offering to give a death coil to the skeletal warrior there, and now try and clear out the remainder of this creep camp. All right. So far, though, we do see a tech to tier 2 on this Tree of Life. Tech to tier 2 on the Necropolis. No tech to tier 2 coming in from KraV or Starbuck at this point and stage in the game, as the Keeper of the Grove really will not be able to dive on in here to harass any of these acolytes. The two Nerubian towers will put up a pretty good defense, and on top of that, there is also blight that you have to deal with as the Keeper of the Grove now tries to get away. Death Knight continuing to clear out of these creep camps here. There are some teal skeletal minions, but that's not going to last very long. Keeper of the Grove with the skeletal minions from that Rod of Necromancy that he purchased from his own shop, apparently matching Tombs of Relic. Tombs of Relic here for both the Night Elf and Undead players. Back off to the north here, we were looking at Crypt Fiend's going to go ahead and try and engage against this army here. Keeper of the Grove now trying to retreat back. We are looking at, the Death Knight looking to clear out some more creep camps as well. Ancient of War is purposely here trying to aggro quite a bit as well, as this is working out extremely well to clear out another 5-3-3 creep camp. Death Knight also with the Ring of Regeneration, always helpful to have your primary healers have an additional way of regenerating hit points as well. All right. However, that Null Warden really causing quite a bit of problems just with purging. Constantly taking down unit after unit as the Keeper of the Grove now comes back around. All right, there's a Death Coil trying to clear out one of those Ogre Warriors there. Continuing this battle here. There goes a Crypt Fiend. There goes another Entangled Death Knight of the red team. One of them should be able to get off a Death Coil there to try and save. Are we going to save another? It looks like another Death Coil was brought over. Death Knight now sitting at level 2, but that Crypt Fiend does finally get taken down. Keeper of the Grove with plus 16 auto attack. Some very, very large damage coming off from that Keeper of the Grove. Another Crypt Fiend could get taken down. I don't believe that was denied. Ancient of War still absorbing quite a bit of damage as suddenly the teal Death Knight actually in a bit of trouble. Needs to back away, use that Scroll of Town Portal as this Ancient of War, should get shut down here. Why are you just leaving this Ancient of War? Not 100% sure. this Ancient of War will get taken down. A main production building lost. All right, coming back through. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 1 with that plus 16 attack. Well, increasing his base damage from 20 to 36 feels rather high and hard hitting for that Keeper of the Grove to suddenly deal that much damage that quickly. All right, Pit Lord as that second hero. We are looking at a Rune of the Watchers, and all of the items now transferred over to the Pit Lord. The Pit Lord has plus 16 damage, and I believe has gone for Cleave first. You can see that little trail of red or green, excuse me. Well, he's going to be leaving a trail of red momentarily, but yeah, that little trail of green on that auto attack. Keep the Grove at 2, Death Knight at 3, Pit Lord is sitting at level 1, plus 18 damage, has a Talisman of Evasion as well to try and protect himself from all of that front line damage. So that Pit Lord, coupled with a Death Knight's Death Coil, should work out extremely well. And this is interesting. The Keeper of the Groves, his partner is actually the Pit Lord, not the Undead. That is why we have the Lich here. So the Keeper of the Grove purposely hiring up an undead hero that can benefit from that, well, Death Coil. Coming back around, Death Knight down to the south side here, going to go ahead and clear up, or perhaps just as important, if not more important, hiring up a hero who is immune to the opposing heroes' Death Knight and the opposing Death Knight's Death Coils, making the Keeper of the Grove perhaps the one hero with a giant target on his back. All right, units now looking to retreat back here. Dual Circlets of Nobility, Talisman of Evasion, and Potion of Invulnerability. Here you can see a little bit of that slicing damage ripping on through all of these targets, trying to finish things off. Lich will be getting to level 2 here, or should be getting to level 2 pretty easily, as the Pit Lord does want to get to level 3 for that higher level cleave. Meanwhile, battle already inside the base. KraV bringing it to his opponent as he sees a Temple of the Damned also getting in Necromancer Adept training. That does mean Destroyers are most likely going to be needed to counter all of these units here, as the Death Knight gets in a level 2 Death Coil off on that Lich. Lich now looking to retreat back once more. Meanwhile, the other Death Knight Lich combination looking to clear out more and more of these creep camps. All right. Obsidian statues here. Lich, Death Knight, Pit Lord, all ready to move on out. Meanwhile, back on the south side here, Dragon Turtles and Gargantuan Sea Turtles going to try and be engaged here. This is going to be rather difficult since the Lich doesn't have that Orb of Corruption as of yet. All right, Gargantuan Sea Turtle trying to go after that lower hit point unit, and now you can see the Death Knight purposely pathing his way in front of that turtle, trying to, well, deal damage to it without actually having to clear out the majority of that creep camp, and now pulling back once more. Pure Up of Vitality now given Dragon Turtle does do some shockwave or some of those animated AoE spells, does have quite a bit of mana, does deal chaos damage as well, so that racks up very quickly as this Crypt Fiend, while trying to aggro and pull this Dragon Turtle away constantly. Everyone everywhere clearing out difficult creep camps now. Pit Lord sitting at level 2 by him, well, with the Keeper of the Grove, and well, the Keeper of the Grove getting a little bit of a sleep right there, going to try and finish things off. Is the Pit Lord going to get to level 3? I believe the Keeper of the Grove is backing away just for that reason, as that Pit Lord now dealing upwards of, well, 57 damage. Bottom left-hand side of the map, the Marketplace getting cleared up as well. Lich wanting to get to level 2 will get there with that plus 12 auto attack, and the Death Knight backing up. Death Knight does need to get a Death Coil off on that Lich, though, as whose hit points is getting, well, was getting a bit low. Lightning Revenant getting taken down. War Golem is still another Lightning Revenant there, as the Obsidian statue, well, doing its thing, trying to provide hit points and mana. All right. It feels like both sides opted to clear out creeps at the same exact time, having this little non-aggression pack for a small amount of time, and then could be engaging again once more. All right, Death Knight is at level 3. Lich is at level 3. They're going to be moving on out. That Lich has plus 23 auto attack damage as well, pretty much feeling like a critical strike on every attack. All right. Auto attacks should not be ignored in this game here, as the Pit Lord has plus 19 damage and also 1100 hit points already, due to that additional plus 5 strength. No Frost Nova going down here. Death Knight trying to lead the charge. All right, Destroyer coming back around. Are we going to see some Devour Magic? There's a Death Coil, and in comes the attack from the both sides. Death Knight of the red team opting to use a Scroll of Town Portal to head back out. Low hit point Crypt Fiend. Well, its death flashed before its eyes as it was about to get taken down, but no, ends up surviving. Pit Lord with Unholy Frenzy as an ability should be able to get in quite a bit of damage if it dives on into this position here. And now the Death Knight now looking to back away. Unholy Frenzy constantly slicing. There's some big damage across the other side here as we're looking at the Crypt Fiends getting webbed down. Big Impale across a line of units here as a Necromancer quickly getting taken down as well. So trying to find the weakest unit in all of this fight here, and then take it down as we see the Keeper of the Grove fall at level 2. All right, Keeper of the Grove falls at level 2. Pit Lord still alive and well. He's the reason why he's in this entire fight here, trying to fight through slice and dice some units. Dryads attempting to take down perhaps those destroyers, but there's so many Crypt Fiends out here on the battlefield that it could go sideways rather quickly. All right, there's a Death Coil onto the Pit Lord. Pit Lord still fighting his way back and looking to take down the Death Knight. Death Knight has a potion of healing, and he's going to use it in time as the Death Knight's still fighting so many of these units. The Pit Lord needs to make sure to constantly be attacking multiple units to really have that cleave effect really come down, and we're going to see a Death Coil constantly trying to save things up. You can see that Pit Lord attacking so quick as that, well, Death Coil is a day late and $1 short. Continuing to fight through here, so much damage as it looks as though, yes, that Burrowed Crypt Fiend, is it taking damage? It is just taking it is getting focused down right there. I don't know if it was cleave or if it was somehow revealed as we see an Impale go down. Web onto a Destroyer. This battle, well, no real survivors. Both sides are going to be bloodied up after this fight, but I don't think it's going to be a distinctive win unless the Pit Lord, Pit Lord could turn back around. Not that much mana. There's plenty of Obsidian statues. He could have turned around with that Potion of Invulnerability, engaged, and perhaps taken down a unit or two. Death Knights, well, with that synergy, being able to make up for each of their own weakest points that they are difficult to heal. Well, undead armies, one Death Knight can heal the other. All right, expansion is already underway, but it does not look like it will be sticking around. TGW's expansion already under duress, coming across from Starbuck and KraV. All right, Undead Army coming in from the far side here. Keeper of the Grove is back out onto the battlefield already. Dryads trying to engage. Are we going to see a Staff of Preservation? Keeper of the Grove does have Unholy Frenzy to try and attack a little bit faster as the Dryads are now starting to poke back the other way as well. Meanwhile, Howl of Terror reducing the amount of damage the entire, well, Undead Army is dealing off to the north. And this little split attack here is actually going to be good for Teal as reinforcements are going to be coming in slightly faster. All right, there goes an Entangle. Are we going to see a Devour Magic? No, we're not. Pit Lord continuing to slice and dice his way through as the Crypt Lord gets a 400 hit point heal again. Back down to the south side, Crypt Fiends are engaging against those Dryads. The Pit Lord really needs to engage against all of those tightly grouped Crypt Fiends and perhaps try and take them down as well. Meanwhile, the Destroyers are constantly getting webbed down, and then the Dryads are able to get in a bit of damage as well. Lich could be in trouble. Lich is in trouble, gets taken down. Pit Lord now gets up to level 4 during that time, though, but it was a Teal Lich that got taken down, and the Pit Lord still gets to level 4, so not quite sure where the experience or what else died on that side. Death Knight, sitting at level 4, does have Brilliance Aura from the Kagar's Pipe of Insight, a beautiful item for these Obsidian statues as the fight is still underway. Death Knight still trying to, well, put enough pressure here to force the Tree of Life to get taken down, force the Night Elf and Undead Army to retreat, but there is just too much fighting close to home here. Pit Lord trying to close in on this distance with Unholy Frenzy. There's a Death Coil there and still trying to close down as well. All right, Pit Lord, is he going to be able to outmaneuver all of these units? It does not look like it, as the Death Knights are purposely hanging back in the front to perhaps be able to get in some additional, well, movement speed aura. There's a Death Coil. There's a Howl of Terror fighting now getting underway here, and the fight now switches over to the Undead Haunted Goldmine, the Southern Undead Haunted Goldmine expansion. Pit Lord still fighting his way through, getting in that splash damage is really starting to add up. He can just start auto-attacking everything, and that damage should be able to deal large amounts of damage here as the Death Knight gets impaled temporarily. All right, Death Knight now trying to retreat back. It looks as though there's a Staff of Preservation on that Pit Lord, saving him at the last possible moment, but that Burrowed Crypt Fiend could have been taken down. There's a Dust of Appearance, but it doesn't reveal that unit there. Instead, reveals the Teal as the Pit Lord now going to come back doing his best impersonation of a Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter Pit Lord now coming back in after the fight, but didn't rejuvenate nearly as much as I would have thought from all of those Moonwells. Perhaps many of those Moonwells were already bone dry. All right, Crypt Lord continuing to try and retreat back here. Unholy Frenzy on that Pit Lord, racking up damage as now there is enough, space for them to be able to shut down this expansion, or at least punish the expansion a bit. All right, little bit of damage. Pit Lord still fighting its way through. Plus 19 damage, making its on through. No survivability items on the Pit Lord, but still having at 1,000 hit points, looking pretty strong. Lich continuing to fight its way through. Perhaps we're going to get Frost Armor on the Pit Lord to try and give it a bit more survivability, as well as Dryads are getting taken down. There's a Howl of Terror, reducing much of the damage, as well as the Pit Lord is trying to slice and dice his way through all of these units. Scroll of Town Portal on the Keeper of the Grove will remove the Pit Lord and the Undead Army, as well as things are reset. Only one Acolyte shut down there. Yes, TGW's Moonwells were already dry, hence the reason why the Pit Lord was not able to easily heal up. Pit Lord should perhaps stay on Blight and close to the Death Knight, as that Unholy Aura is still slowly chipping away at a bit of hit points. All right, artificial nightfall from that Moonstone there to fill up those Moonwells. Dryads should really, try to finish off that Crypt Fiend. No, not going to go for it. Instead, going after the Acolytes here. Units are going to be making their way back around. What is going on? The Night Elf army actually a little bit not together at this point and stage. And, that could come back to haunt him. Keeper of the Grove does have a Scroll of Town Portal, and he may just get caught away from the rest of his partner, and that would be a devastating effect. Units trying to retreat back. Death Coil onto a Keeper of the Grove, but the Keeper of the Grove able to use the Scroll of Town Portal in time to mitigate the damage and head back home. Coming back through. We're looking at Destroyers, ready once more, trying to engage. All right, it looks as though the Undead army is actually going to try and clear out this bottom right-hand fountain of health as a place to retreat back some of these units. Berserk Elemental, while taking quite a bit of damage, going to end up getting finished off here. There's level 3 now on that Crypt Lord. Meanwhile, the Dragon Turtle Creep Camp off on the west side going to get cleared up. The Dragon Turtle Creep Camp trying to, where is it trying to go? Not quite sure. Ends up just walking around and not doing very much. Helm of Valor picked up by the Death Knight, as we are looking at a Scroll of Town Portal to perhaps, not try to save the expansion. Heading back home here to try and save the expansion, but will not be able to get there in time. Unholy Frenzy plus Anti-Magic Shell, a beautiful way to try and keep damage off of those heroes, as Crypt Fiends are going to be falling too. All right, trying to slice and dice its way through expansion, ends up getting shut down there, as this little bit of additional gold is going to be coming into play. Tree of Eternity, or Tree of Life, upgrading that Nature's Blessing for some additional bonus armor to try and protect itself. Mountain Giants now joining onto the battlefield, showing 60 over 60 supply, as an Ancient of War scouting out this right side spot. All right, Mountain Giants could pick up another club, giving a range of 250, but still counting as a melee attack, as we're looking at, the Tree of Eternity, trying to regroup here. Going to be a big battle right in the center portion. Mountain Giant taking a little bit of damage there, but gonna regenerate those hit points nicely, since it is nightfall. Night Elf units only getting regeneration during nightfall there, as a ghoul gets taken out again. Now, where is the Death Knight, the Lich, and the Keeper of the Grove going to try and travel off to next? Crypt Fiend's going to go and engage. Destroyer going to easily be taken down here, as with the Undead army working extremely well together, trying to move as one. Very good team synergy between KraV and Starbuck. Going to go ahead and try and engage here. Units still trying to fall back. We are looking at Anti-Magic Shell on all of the all of the teal heroes. They're going to be engaging once more as we are looking at a fight big and pale across the center, but many of those all of those drives are immune to magic, not getting lifted up here. All right, both sides fighting their way through. Crypt Fiend's going to try and engage Pit Lord, trying to slice and dice, but no real damage is being done. There goes one Crypt Fiend after focus fire of those spells. Many of the units still in the, really in the green right now. It's sudden focus fire from Crypt Fiends on both sides that are really causing that damage to go. There goes another death right there as both sides are fighting their way through. All right. Both sides taking quite a bit of damage, burrowing on those Crypt Fiends. Who's going to win out on top, though, as the Pit Lord continuing to slice and dice. There's a Howl of Terror, making sure that there's no units nearby or around. There's a Death Coil onto the Pit Lord. Pit Lord still has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, trying to go after all of those units in the back here. Going to take down a Crypt Fiend and perhaps take down some Destroyers as more Crypt Fiends slicing and dicing is adding up. Pit Lord now getting up to level 5. That Pit Lord is racking up damage as the Keeper of the Grove needs to try and somehow live and fight another day, buys a Potion of Healing, and is now pretty much by himself and now getting an anti-magic shell. Both sides still fighting their way through as the Pit Lord has racked up crazy damage against all of those tightly grouped Crypt Fiends, and it feels like, without looking at the supply, that teal is winning out on this battle. All right, there is a bunch of burrowed Crypt Fiends in the stuck their head in the sand, though, as the Death Knight is going to try and retreat back here. All of these Crypt Fiends, however, well, two of KraV's Crypt Fiends in the backside here. Are they going to end up getting revealed? There goes one there. Is that Crypt Fiend revealed? No, it is not. And now, does the teal team realize that there are two burrowed Crypt Fiends off on the north? No shades to be found. That is a Temple of the Damned. Yeah, no shades anywhere. And there are three burrowed Crypt Fiends amongst all of these units right here, right now. I don't know if we're going to go into Dust of Appearance. No Dust of Appearance there. No, oh, there is Dust of Appearance here. Is it going to try and use the Dust of Appearance right here to reveal all of these units? Well, that Crypt Fiend ran off to the north already. So no, those burrowed Crypt Fiends will live and fight another day. All right, burrowed Crypt Fiends working together. Banshee is now trying to retreat back, and that perhaps was, well, a 9 supply save right there. Those 3 burrowed Crypt Fiends representing, well, a big advantage that TGW and ShaDai could have taken advantage of. Well, but that is the problem. So many units in that battle, difficult to tell when, well, those Crypt Fiends are actually burrowing and where they burrow. Mountain Giant 1 and 2 upgrades. Units trying to make their way in and down and across here. Level 5, level 4. Dark Ranger as the third and final hero coming across by I believe ShaDai. Meanwhile, TGW has that Pit Lord and also that Keeper of the Grove. All right, a Tree of Life trying to be built here. Ancient of War quickly gonna, well, smack that Acolyte, say, get out of here. There's no reason for you to try and do anything at all. All right, overall supplies. Let's take a quick look. 50 supply, 63 supply, going up against 58 supply and 69 supply. So slight advantage for Teal as they're running down in from the north. Expansion could end up getting destroyed fairly quickly. And, well, the Teal army of ShaDai and TGW seems to be in a great spot. Meanwhile, Mountain Giants in that front line, they're going to get stabbed of preservation at the last possible moment as we are looking at a Scroll of Town Portal to try and retreat back already. There goes one. There goes the other. A little bit of a delay coming in from the undead there. One Crypt Fiend lost, but still a big deal overall as all of these forces of nature will turn into free experience again. Expansion over here at the 3 o'clock position will end up getting pressured and, well, not get pressured, just say, you know what, hey, it looked like I was building an expansion here. I wasn't. You're just wasting your time heading off to this corner now. During that time, however, the Dryads are going to find the Haunted Gold Mine and say, you know what, I'm going to force you to cancel once more that expansion here, and we may be looking at a potential engagement now. Death Knight continuing the charge. Level 3 Unholy Aura could be used effectively here. KraV and Starbuck looking to retreat back, trying to figure out what exactly to do and how to handle all of this here. This larger supply, well, this larger army that they're going up against with a nasty Pit Lord, big splash damage, and some backup heals to boot. All right.
A player's forces are under attack.
All right, Acolyte trying to get away. Ghoul, Gargantuan Sea Turtle, not even doing much here. Meanwhile, down to the south here, it looks like there's a potential engagement. No, both sides not ready just quite yet. Army sizes 68 supply compared to 70, going up against 63 supply and 65 as the main gold mines are now mining out. All right. What you see is what you get for the south side. Meanwhile, one base operational for the north as this haunted gold mine is constantly put under pressure and unable to mine freely. All right. Interestingly enough, the Keeper of the Grove could have, I believe you can chip away and start, or is there actually a cliff here? I can't tell based on the height whether or not there's a cliff there, but I wonder if you can actually clear out some tree ends here and then put in pressure from the side, allowing mountain giants to be in the front and all of your range units in the back to put in pressure on that haunted gold mine and prevent it from mining. It looks as though you could come in straight from the back once more, and the Keeper of the Grove could consider that as an option if he wanted to open up pathways to attack easily. Dark Ranger, Pit Lord, Death Knight, all lying in wait. Obsidian statues, well, trying to give mana to all of these banshees here. Keeper of the Grove maxed out on mana as we see the Lich on the south side, and the south side army also doing a similar strategy, bringing in anti-magic shell for all of those big units. Banshees are adept training only, no possession available. Don't believe you can possess mountain giants, as I believe they are resistant as well. All right. How is this going to end up going down? Bunch of acolytes off over here, lying in wait. Lich, well, still keeping back. Lich does have plus 23 auto attack as well. Some very, very high auto attack damage. Claws of Attack, Robe of Magi, Circle of Nobility, and that Orb of Corruption. Auto attacks are becoming a big deal here. Both sides wanting to make sure they're not the one to make the first mistake, as that would be a big setback there. Death Coil, well, there, and now in comes the units. All right, Mountain Giant's going to go ahead and taunt in some damage. Banshees are in the backfield, going to try and engage. Undead is fighting on the Blight as much as they can, as Dryads are getting taken down. All right, more sides coming back on through. Pit Lord able to slice and dice through so many of these Crypt Fiends. You can see that a wave of each of his, well, with each wave of his wand, so to speak, he's able to really rack up large amounts of damage to all of units who are clustered together. Even if the Crypt Fiends don't move, then what ends up happening is, well, the damage is racking up, and if the Crypt Fiends do move, they are not attacking, which is a big problem and setback as well. Teal continuing this push again, as we see Animate Dead, the ultimate ability coming across from ShaDai. So ShaDai now bringing in a bunch of Animate Dead Dryads who are able to deal damage and are invulnerable as well. Continuing this fight here, Death Knight continuing back once more, and that Animate Dead making a difference to add in a little bit of effort and pushing in this attack and engagement. Pit Lord still sitting at level 5.5, though. No sign of a Doom Guard anywhere, as Banshees are getting slowly taken down. There's a couple more webbing down to take down Destroyers, as well as the expansion here is still mining pretty freely. Even the Treants are now finally joining in on the battle. All right, Mountain Giant and Pit Lord trying to make its way back on through. Staff of Preservation for the save. Death Knight continuing this battle and this push here, as the Pit Lord is just slicing and dicing, now going after some of those Destroyers. No, not getting webbed down at all. There's more damage again as the Pit Lord looks to retreat back. All right, there's the retreat back. Treants finishing off the remainder of this expansion, but I believe Teal has enough momentum to try and push things through. That is always the case. Big Frost Nova, just swipe your attack, Pit Lord. That would have been so many dead units right there. Look at all of those acolytes right there just waiting to get killed. Just one attack and unit after unit is going to fall. All right, Dark Ranger falls at level 2 during the engagement. Meanwhile, Dryads are still putting in pressure. Pit Lord continuing to put in pressure atop as well as the gold mine here is still functioning, but there is no acolytes currently mining at all. Dryad down to 41, down to dead, as no Staff of Preservation, giving level 5 to the Lich and level 3 Frost Nova. All right, this haunted gold mine could end up being destroyed here in just a moment. There's some, well, dark rituals. Both sides are going to fight on their way through. Pitlord continuing to slice and dice, going after those units. A big impale trying to stop some of those auto attacks as the mountain giants are still in that frontline position, absorbing quite a bit of damage. Teal is just having an absolute great time in this spot right here. Nothing seems to be really falling for Teal, as that additional extra gold also coming in from that 3 o'clock spot now. Well, no, yeah, for the undead. All right, so undead having that 3 o'clock spot with Blight there. So there is a gold mine mining, and this Ancient of War is doing absolutely nothing about it. You can't give me a hard time for not spotting that on the minimap, as it looks like the people who are actually playing the game forgot about it as well. All right. Crypt Lord looking to back away. This haunted gold mine mining. There's a wisp right there. Ancient of War could just uproot itself and start trying to attack, but is not doing that, as this battle still raging on. All right, Keeper of the Grove getting close to level 5. Death Knight sitting at level 6. All right, Crypt Lord having a... Oh, dude, same team. That's why it's teal. Ugh. All right. So it is 2 bases to 0. All right. 2 bases to 0. Yeah, maybe I'm going colorblind. All right, 2 bases to 0. A big impale across all of those units there, as the units are now trying to retreat back again. Pitlord gonna go ahead and chase after all of those units, chase after that Death Knight. Death Knight actually getting caught up behind his own units as well, as they are pulling back. Crota playing too much campaign. Yeah. Well, casting a lot of or not playing too much campaign, casting a lot of 1v1s, right? So yeah, this undead, well, being the same color on the mini map, should have been the big tip off, but I saw undead and I was like, this is an undead game. All right. It's feeling like it's just a matter of time before KraV and Starbuck throw in the red towel here, and just a little bit more needed. Pitlord trying to chase after all of these units. The economic advantage of Teal simply just can't be ignored. There's a bit of deny right there. Lich trying to keep everything all together here, as the Pitlord continuing to finish off all of these units. Massive number of Dryads, Crypt Fiends. Absolutely cannot stick around, as that Pit Lord right there, yeah, that Pit Lord in that front line position, able to shut down all of the Crypt Fiends, allowing the Dryads to now pretty much just run rabid across the map. Crypt Fiends trying to retreat back here. There's another big hit point heal, as the Pit Lord continuing this chase once again. All right, building an Ancient of War at your opponent's base to keep track and keep tabs on it. But I don't believe that Ancient of War is even gonna really get finished off. There's level 5 now on the Keeper of the Grove, and level 5 on the Keeper of the Grove. Perhaps more Treants can join in as well. Pit Lord still just a little bit shy, and that may be the game here, waiting for the Death Knight to fall. If this Death Knight definitely falls, that is gonna be the game, and there is the GG. Well played. Wow, GG, well played. KraV and Starbuck losing to ShaDai and TGW. A great game, but the real reason for the win is the overall resource score. You can see that the Night Elf Undead team lost more gold to upkeep, because they constantly were able to lose more gold, and also always had the larger army, being able to, well, push into favorable situations. That a Pit Lord in that front line also really shutting down the Crypt Fiends much more heavily than I would have normally thought. And once those Crypt Fiends weren't able to stick around and were constantly moving, the Dryads had pretty much gone unchallenged. Those Crypt Fiends, normally there to, well, tear up all of those unarmored Dryads, didn't happen this time around. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.